In the annals of maritime history, few incidents have captured the world's imagination as vividly as the sinking of the RMS Titanic. Often hailed as an unsinkable marvel of human engineering, the Titanic's maiden voyage was marred by a series of grave errors and misconceptions that ultimately led to one of the most devastating maritime disasters of all time. In this article, we delve into the 6 significant mistakes that culminated in the tragic sinking of the unsinkable Titanic. Number 1. Overconfidence in Titanic's design. The RMS Titanic, designed by the renowned naval architect Thomas Andrews, was touted as an engineering marvel, equipped with advanced safety features and watertight compartments. The ship was built with state-of-the-art technology and was believed to be virtually unsinkable. Unfortunately, this overconfidence in the Titanic's design led to complacency in terms of safety measures. The ship was constructed with only 16 watertight compartments, which were designed to keep the vessel afloat even if 4 compartments were flooded. However, on that fateful night of April 15, 1912, the iceberg struck Titanic, causing 5 compartments to flood, sealing the ship's fate. The hubris of declaring the ship unsinkable led to inadequate preparations for potential emergencies and contributed significantly to the disaster. Number 2. Insufficient lifeboat capacity. Despite being one of the largest passenger ships of its time, the Titanic carried an inadequate number of lifeboats to accommodate all passengers and crew on board. In total, the ship was equipped with only 20 lifeboats, capable of carrying approximately 1,178 people. Astonishingly, this capacity was far short of accommodating the over 2,200 souls aboard the vessel. The prevailing maritime regulations at the time were outdated and did not mandate ships to carry lifeboats for every passenger. Titanic adhered to these archaic regulations, and the lack of lifeboat space significantly reduced the chances of survival for the majority of those on board. Number 3. Ignoring iceberg warnings. The wireless operators aboard the Titanic received multiple iceberg warnings from other ships in the area on the evening of the disaster. Despite these ominous warnings, the ship maintained its course at a high speed. Captain Edward Smith and other key officers failed to take these warnings seriously, underestimating the potential danger and assuming that the icebergs were easily avoidable. The combination of sailing at high speed in icy waters and dismissing iceberg warnings was a reckless decision that sealed the fate of the Titanic. Had the ship reduced its speed or altered its course upon receiving the warnings, the tragedy might have been averted. Number 4. Inadequate training and drills. The crew members aboard the Titanic were not adequately trained in handling emergency situations, nor were they proficient in launching the lifeboats efficiently. The lack of comprehensive safety drills and training programs meant that the crew was ill-prepared to respond effectively to the disaster. When the time came to evacuate the ship, chaos ensued, leading to delays and confusion in launching the lifeboats. Some boats were launched only half full, while others were lowered without proper guidance or coordination. This lack of preparedness significantly reduced the number of lives saved and contributed to the mounting death toll. Number 5. Flawed binocular situation. In an ironic twist of fate, the Titanic's crow's nest, responsible for spotting icebergs and other obstacles ahead, lacked essential binoculars on the night of the disaster. Second Officer David Blair, who was transferred from the ship just before its departure, inadvertently took the key to the binocular locker with him. Without binoculars, the lookout stationed in the crow's nest had limited visibility and reduced their ability to spot the iceberg in time. Although this mistake alone did not cause the sinking, it added to the chain of errors that doomed the ship. Number 6. Inadequate communication systems. The Titanic's wireless communication system, although advanced for its time, was not manned around the clock. As a result, many of the distress signals sent by the sinking ship went unnoticed or were not taken seriously by other vessels in the vicinity. The lack of constant monitoring and coordination meant that vital information about the Titanic's distress signals was not acted upon promptly. This delay hindered rescue efforts and added to the loss of lives. The sinking of the RMS Titanic remains a haunting reminder of the consequences of human error, overconfidence, and negligence. The 6 significant mistakes discussed in this article: overconfidence in the ship's design, insufficient lifeboat capacity, ignoring iceberg warnings, inadequate training and drills, flawed binocular situation, and inadequate communication systems, all played a role in the tragedy. The Titanic disaster acted as a catalyst for significant changes in maritime safety regulations, leading to improved standards in ship design, lifeboat capacity, crew training, and communication protocols. However, it is essential to remember these mistakes to prevent similar tragedies in the future, ensuring that the lessons learned from the Titanic's sinking are never forgotten.